I ain't never strong. I'll take a walk. Like that's not easy to do.
No, it's not. And before, look, young Elvis, bro.
They do it right at the county jail. Oh, let's rock,
bro. Elvis really had ability, bro. Like, yeah.
And he was singing live,
right? And he was singing live and playing. You know, like, bro, he could play the piano, he could play the guitar. I mean, Elvis Aaron Presley was somebody, bro.
What's up? I'm super pumped. Just got done with another workout. It's your boy CVMK33. Connect me on Instagram and on the business page of CVMK_global. You know how I get through it. You know how I get that pump looked. Best pre-workout on the market. www.cvmkglobal.store.
Yo, welcome back to the CVMK show because it is what it is. I am your host, CVMK33 himself. Is going down. We have one of those fun episodes today. I got off work, hit my guy up, hit Steve. And I'm like, Steve, man, we need to do an episode. He's like, yeah, let's do it. You know, we're going to cover the usual. We're going to talk about Draymond. We're going to talk about Shohei Ohtani and the $700 million contract. And he's like, you know, that's kind of oversaturated, a bit played. Everybody's talking about that. And I was like, you know what? Let's do something different. Because it's the CVMK show because it is what it is. What is that difference maker? We're going to discuss the top 10 male vocalists of all time. You heard it. Top 10 male vocalists of all time. The criteria is the ability to sing, songs, and impact. So I brought my guy back for us to discuss and debate after this quick break. Steve-O, man.
What's the mayor? What's the word? I've been waiting for this conversation.
Right. Hey,
I'm still doing stats on my list. I'm like, hold on. Because if I move this right here, and then you can't forget that song. But yeah.
Look, there's a lot to unpack. We're going to do the top 10. We're going to go slot by slot. I'm going to give my one. You're going to give your one. I'm going to give my two. We're going to get the reasons for it as well. This is going to be hilarious. This is going to be amazing. And it's going to be controversial because there's some people that did not make the list. And they didn't make the list for good reasons. And we can debate that here. But number one, and I don't care what anybody says, number one male vocalist of all time is Michael Joseph Jackson.
Oh, you put him at one.
I got him at one.
Oh.
And the reasons for it, he's MJ. Thriller is the greatest selling album of all time. Then he follows it up with another home run, Bad. And let's forget the 10 years prior to that when he was Kid Mike. ABC, 1, 2, 3. The Love You Save, I Want You Back. Dancing Machine. Who's Loving You? I mean, Michael has so many hits. Oh, and the song that Troopery did, All I Do Is Think of You. He has so many iconic hits, not including Off the Wall, which I did not mention, the album, to the point it's hard to put Michael in anybody's category. He's number one by default, right? Like, I feel like he's only challenged by one other name, and I would still choose Michael Jackson. Despite the controversy, despite whatever, music, particularly in the United States, has never been the same. And if there has been somebody that has pioneered the modern day sound, has influenced every single genre from R&B to pop to on the Dangerous album. What is it? Do you remember? Yeah. Produced by Teddy Riley. Y'all, like, come on.
You know when it came on with the colors.
Right. Do you remember the time? I mean, I'm sorry, you are a Michael hater if you don't choose this brother at number one. And that's why I'm choosing Michael Jackson as my number one male vocalists of all time.
I give you that. Even though that is my favorite artist of all time, I don't have him at number one. I just don't. Number one person I put as my number one is the one and only Freddie Mercury.
Why?
Freddie Mercury was just all around, just to be honest. You can argue it, but he was just a better singer when it comes to versus like somebody like Mike. He was just a better singer. His range was ridiculous. If you ever heard, I mean, everybody know Killer Queen and his whole presence he bring to it, the long notes, how long he could have it, but the voice that he had was so strong and it had a bit of soul to it, and it was warm to some degree. So he was just, for his time, like, he was that dude when we talking about one of the best singers. He's always gonna be one of the first people you bring up. So I had to put him there. Like I said, Killer Queen, We Are the Champions, Don't Stop Me, Barcelona. Like it's a lot of songs they did that if anybody else would have did it, like We Are the Champions is not We Are the Champions. If he didn't sing it.
No, honestly, and nobody's ever remade that song.
I'm pretty sure they have, but I'm pretty sure they have. Like you'd be surprised I guarantee if I go on music, iTunes right now, somebody that done it. Somebody that done it for sure. Because I'm pretty sure it's a rock version to it too.
Yeah, but I feel like, yeah, you're right. We Are the Champions. I'm not gonna lie, it's
not the greatest song, but
it is
great. Yeah,
it is different. I can't debate We Are the Champions, and we'll keep on fighting to the end. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. We are the champions.
Well, yeah, like even with his stuff, because the reason he came to my mind so first, because for some reason, because when we call Bulls doing a telecast, doing timeouts. In like the third quarter, they always play this clip. It's a legendary clip. Everybody know. I forget what concert it is when he gets all white on with the white t-shirt, white pants, and then he's playing with the crowd doing the interaction. Just stuff like that was just so creative for his time, but it showed off his vocal talent as well because not too many people could do that. Like that was some Minnie the Moocher type stuff right there, and then it was a homage back to the other people that have done it well. So he's also a student of the game as well.
That's true. All right, not mad at it at all. Number 2 coming in, I have Prince as my number 2 singing. Here's why. As I get my pen. Here's why Prince.
Oh no!
Here's why Prince is number 2. If there's ever been a challenger to the throne of the all-time great, it was Prince Rogers Nelson. I don't think there's an artist that blended, that was pop, was rock, and was soul, and his music was colorless.
Mike.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's it was him and Mike.
Well, yeah. That's why he was number 2. I mean, Prince musically was a genius.
Yeah. His
ability to play almost every instrument you could think of. His impact. I mean, his album is a soundtrack. It's the stuff he's known for, right? People always talk about Purple Rain. I mean, he has other hits besides that album. It's just that the ones that everybody requests is always on the same album, right? So, I mean, from When Doves Cry, Take Me With You, Cinnamon Girl, I almost said Lovers and Friends, Diamonds and Pearls, Batman. Oh yeah, he did the Batman album. I forgot about that. I mean, like Prince has hits, bro, like mad hits. Of course, Purple Rain, and we always know the Bishop Paul Morton version, Let It Rain. So I mean, Prince is iconic. When I was a kid, I wanted to be Prince. When I started playing the guitar, literally for that, just because of him, man. I saw Purple Rain. I was like, I'm gonna give me a chick like Apollonia, and that was the inspiration behind it because I saw Prince do it, right? I mean, the waters of Lake Minnetonka, right? So, Prince to me is the number 2 when it comes to greatest male singers of all time.
Bro, you cannot put that man in this list at all. You just can't. I get I agree with you with all the musical stuff and behind it, yes. But the dude cannot sing like that. He could hold a note, but he when we talking about greatest vocals, anybody can sound like Prince, bro. If it is just like my mother, live in a world it's so cold.
That's blasphemy.
It like if you just look, but I'm thinking it's the science of singing. Like he's not really singing like that. If we're talking about singing, like if you don't like what the world you're living in, it's not really singing like that. He's not the singer like that. Like,
oh my gosh,
he just not like he is like, who can I compare him to? He's like, he's not Kirk, but he's like
Kirk.
He's not Kirk, but he's like who? He's like JJ Harrison. He's like JJ Harrison. It's like, bro, you can hold a note.
You're gonna live to see it happen. I know I can think of the song.
Yeah, you can hold the note, but you don't really sound good when you really think about it.
Oh shoot! He said
it's like that's the best person I can compare him to.
He said it sound good.
I forget who it was. It was
Incredible God.
I think the song was called "I Am Grateful" with JJ Harrison. I was like, I was like, nah. But yeah, but my 2 is Mike, of course, for everything I say. But I recently, I think, maybe almost a year, not even a couple months ago, I stumbled upon this video. And I already watched tons of documentaries and videos on Mike voice and everything, but this dude just broke it down to a T. He made me realize how insane Mike was as a child, because as a child he was singing. He had the singing power and the singing strength of I think they said a 22-year-old guy.
Yeah,
and for at the time, the way he was singing, how hard he was singing, it was actually bad for him. And that's why down during the years, when his vocals started to change, that's why if you notice every song he does, all the songs off Thriller, all his other albums, they're always a key lower, because his voice progressively got worse and worse. And that's why also his performance got better, because he realized I ain't gonna be able to sing live, because he was actually singing live doing the Japan tour, the Bad tour, Thriller tour, all that. He was actually singing it. Yep. And by the time he got to around Dangerous and History, he was like, all right, I'm gonna have to get some fireworks. We're gonna come in with a spaceship. I'm gonna stand for 40 minutes. And also his dancing got progressively better too. So
he get better.
But if you just go back and listen to one thing I always tell people, because they always because the main conversation that comes in is well, they love to have the Chris Brown. Well, Chris Brown the better singer. I'm like, I guess you could say that, but they don't realize that how much technology Chris Brown used. And then they was like, have you ever heard that falsetto Chris Brown used? I'm like, yeah, that's computer generated, because you ain't never heard him do it live, have you? So that's another, and then what I was to make that point. The only reason I always I'll be telling people, Mike, start listening to some of your favorite Mike's acapella. No music behind it.
That's true.
And you will hear how good he sounds. You will hear how enthralled in the music he sounds. There is not one song where you don't hear, but he's singing though. And he sounds like he's really singing. He's layering. He was one of the first people that started layering his making his own voice, because he didn't necessarily like background, because he couldn't find till he found his people. He did it himself, because only I know how I want it to sound, so I'm gonna do it myself. He was one of the first pioneers who started it. So of course he gotta be number 2.
I'm not mad. That made me change it. All right, I'm gonna get in trouble if I say this. I like Stevie Wonder.
But
Very superstitious.
what we not finna do, I'm telling you now, if you finna take this man on
Off the
and keep Prince on,
bottom.
we got to have a problem.
Very superstitious.
Why is that the first song that come to your mind when it comes to Stevie?
Writing on the wall. But I'm gonna have to boot you, Stevie. I was gonna give Stevie Wonder the top 3, but I'm gonna be honest. For all the Stevie Wonder fans, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm kicking Stevie off. I love Stevie. I'm kicking Stevie off for David Ruffin, and the reason why
he was not a better singer than David Ruffin.
You're right. He wasn't.
Was he?
I'm kicking him.
No. Wait, I said that wrong.
David
Ruffin was not a better singer than Stevie Ruffin.
I'm kicking Stevie.
David was a sneaky one though.
David was a sneaky one, and the reason why David Ruffin is my number 3.
Number 3. That's high, bro.
That is high. That's high. Hold on. Am I kicking David off for him, or you know what? I'm kicking David Ruffin off. I'm going back to my original list. I'm sorry, David Ruffin. I'm going to put you as 3. My number 3 on my third singer of all time is James Brown. I don't care what anybody says.
Okay.
Right. See, that's what I'm saying. Now, when you think about Stevie's catalog, you think about James Brown. There's like
I said okay because most people wouldn't think he could sing, but he really can.
He really can. People always think James is hollering. James can actually really sing. Please. Yeah, James' earlier stuff. Don't go. I mean, like James was singing hymns. Basically, that's And I don't think when we talk about the Princes of the world, the Michael Jacksons of the world, when it comes to a performance aspect, James
got it,
dog. Like if there is somebody who had the masculinity, who had the voice, and who had the stage presence, this is a man's world. I mean, get up off that thing. Like there's so many James Brown hits that are fantastic. And the other thing is he wrote them. You know what I'm saying? Like James wasn't singing fabricated songs by somebody else. James didn't have.
There's only one song that I remember that was real good to me that he didn't sing was Caledonia.
It was Caledonia, right?
And that was crazy.
If he had like a Quincy Jones,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, where could James really have gone? James had a very unique style, very unique presence, and for that reason, I have James Brown as the number 3 of all time for male singers.
I ain't even mad at that. Not even mad at that. I'm gonna move my list around a little bit.
All right.
So I'm gonna have 3. I'm gonna put Stevie.
Okay.
And I don't know why you keep singing Very Superstitious. Like I get it is a big song, don't get me wrong, but like when I think of Stevie, like especially vocal wise, like Ribbon in the Sky, my Shariam or stuff like that. Like that's when he really showed off his prowess of singing. Like he was smooth, but he could get crazy. Even if you listen to We Are the World, he went off on that. Like he was smooth. He showed you. He gave you a version of smooth, and then he brought it to church at one point. Here's a choice we're making, save our life. Like that's the church part. Then he came in smooth. Like he gave you 2 different aspects, and it shows you at that time how big he was because there was only a couple people that sung as much as he did. Like it was him and Bruce Springsteen was mainly the main people that had multiple times singing during that song. So it shows you like he's definitely one of those greats. So I put him in my 3.
Do you think Stevie can see?
I mean, was it 3 or 4?
3. You think Stevie can see? There's always that rumor that Stevie really not blind.
I don't know because I've heard some stories. They said they ain't say nothing. They ain't say nothing to him, and he pointed right at them. He was like. Them mother see.
Hey, unless it's like his hearing is that like magnified. But
it probably is at this point in his life, his ears is probably that raw. Like at this point. What are he in his 60s now? Almost. He should be in his 70s, right?
70s, right?
All right.
My man. All right, we'll be back with the remaining 7 after this break.
There's a hero in all of us waiting to be unleashed. All it takes is just that one last push. Activate the hero within with CVMK Global Supplements. All natural, steroid-free, designed to enhance performance, build muscle, and increase energy. You are unstoppable. You can do this. Become your own hero at www.cvmkglobal.store.
All right, y'all, www.cvmkglobal.store, where it goes down. Get your supplements.
Dang, why you tell me doggone James Brown? That cow dog, yeah, but
Hey, James Brown, man. All right, number 4, best male singer of all time. Casey Haley, aka Lil Cedric. Casey from Jodeci, Casey and JoJo. Casey is a singer's singer. It don't matter if he's singing gospel. It doesn't matter if he's singing R&B, if he's being a crooner. Casey, to me, has the voice. If there's a voice that rivals James Brown, it's Casey Haley. I mean, so you having my baby, and it feels so good to me. There's nothing more precious. Look how he just praised it. Than to raise a family. Then he goes up. If there's any doubt in your mind, you can doubt on me. That is a singer right there. And that's something this generation is missing. No auto-tune. Just singing. Just telling the woman that you love, I'm here. I'm here always. You cannot beat. I'm being honest with you. You know, the first 3 people we mentioned, or at least I mentioned, are dead, right?
Yeah.
Stevie's still here. If you look at the singers today, all your singers line up. No music, no auto-tune, nothing. And say, flat-foot sing and give them a song and just a piano. That's all. I ain't talking about like a keyboard, a synthesizers, motif, X8, X9, no laptop. KC will drop every singer you can imagine. He'll drop Genuine, he'll drop Tank, he'll drop Cisco, he'll drop, and I love he'll just start dropping them, dog. Like KC is that dude. Then I rest my case.
Fair point. All right, coming in and next with this 5.
Yep.
5. I'm going with
4. You're on 4.
On 4.
Yeah.
I'm on 4. So I'm on 4. So my next guy is the legendary Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
Frank Sinatra is just, like you said, he's just one of those voices where as soon as you hear it, you know it's him. Like he was one of those, especially for that time. Like he had a stretch of like nobody was really rivaling him, especially in his, let's just say in a white area space. He was king.
He was. When
it comes to that voice, like he was nasty. Like he was one of the most popular. Like everybody wanted around. He was booked everywhere. He's on your favorite Christmas records on everything. Like. Right. Silent Night, Jingle Bell, all of them, and they're probably some of the best ones out there. And it's just because his voice was just so clean, but like his voice is like if a river was on a cloud. I don't know how to describe it. It was just, it's unique, but it's just smooth. It's real smooth. Like he done drunk a whole gallon of oil before he sang. Like
Henny.
He
got that Henny anointing.
Bro, it just come out. You just like, I don't care what nobody say. That's one dude you can play on and go to sleep to. Yeah, put you to sleep. And it's not because he's boring. It's just because he got that voice.
I'm not gonna lie, Frank does have that voice.
He just got that voice. He's nice with it. And he got the songs as well to lean up with it. Fly with me to the moon. That's life.
Yeah.
Theme from New York.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It's a lot of stuff.
I'll be home for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
Yeah.
Like It's a lot of
Frank got the oil, man.
for
All
real.
right, number 5. And it took a lot of convincing, and I really had to listen because I was not a big fan of this person. But I started to listen. I wasn't a fan of the music, right? Like I didn't know enough of it. And when I would hear it, I'm like, okay. But when I started to really listen how singers try to mimic him and fail, I'm going to put Luther Vandross as the top 5, as number 5 male vocalist of all time. And the reason why, because never too much. You know, like I think Luther, man, Luther got it, dog. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know what Luther said at the time, but but when he said, it's so clear. It doesn't sound mumbled. It doesn't sound like he's straining. It just sounds like he's just speaking, and he's hitting every single note in a singular breath. And I think when you look at it holistically, even though Dance to My Father, like Luther might not have the catalog that he should have had, maybe because he, died younger, right? But I think Luther Vandross is number 5 of all time.
He's also mine. They're the same one. So,
all right, I'm at number 6. This person almost took Luther. Mr. Marvin Gaye himself.
dang, hey, what? Yep, that was
Marvin, bro. Like, I mean, Distant Lover. What's going on? I mean, Marvin got hits, bro.
It's hits, but I'm also gonna add in. I seen this mug, and one of my favorite songs is by him is "I Want You," but I want you to want me too. But he was practicing it, and in the midst of him singing, that man just laid down. Oh, I'll come to the term. So very special. I said, this dude is ridiculous. That don't make no sense. You're not supposed to be able to lay down, and you first of all. People don't realize if you lay down with a mic, we could basically hear you breathing to lay down. It was flawless.
I know.
It don't make no sense. I was like,
bro, falsetto's unmatched. And then people don't realize, like, you get an evolution with Marvin Gaye. You get young Marvin when he's singing "Ain't No Mountain High." You get the real Marvin, and then you get wake up. Yeah, that Marvin, right? You get that Marvin.
Get up.
And that Marvin, bro, like, hey, bro, we got robbed of some music, man. Marvin Gaye, I tell anybody, Marvin got one of those voices, bro. If he had lived longer,
he would have been a voice.
He would have been a voice, and somebody would have got the throne of the top 3. Somebody, might have been
Prince. He would have threatened Stevie.
He would have threatened Stevie. He would have threatened Prince.
Prince ain't in the top 3. So
no, he would have got.
He would have.
But you know what? He might have, only because. Let's say he's alive now. Let's say that's 3 to 4 more albums. You got to look at his catalog and MJ's catalog and make a decision. Like,
but they didn't do the numbers Mike did.
No, they didn't.
That's the only thing. But like, I think he would have been like, he would rival Freddie. He would rival Frank. He would rival Steve.
Yeah.
Like, definitely if he lived long, he got cut short. Dang.
That was your number 6?
Yep.
All right, I got some. Number 7, who you do not have. Number 7 greatest male vocalist of all time is the one, the only Fred Hammond himself.
I got him. He ain't 7 though.
You got him at 7?
I say he not 7.
Oh, he's not 7. Okay. Yeah. The reason why I picked Fred is because Fred is a trendsetter. Fred is one of the few gospel artists that could sing, write, perform, play, sing in a group, sing standalone, solo. Always to me is relevant. I mean, bread of heaven,
sing down from love.
Yes, I'm saying. Hey, any word was carved from
All we gotta say, we're blessed, and then that's
Right.
our take.
You are the living word.
Even in commission, like I also give him credence too, because I also give like respect to people like even though he not on against like the Johnny Gills of the world, stuff like that. I compare him to that because no matter if they in a group or not, you hear them.
Right.
Despite of everybody else. Man, that commission reunion came on, you heard that. Ooh, you heard Fred. And they was all oohing.
You heard Fred.
So yeah, Fred is my next one after this one.
So who's your number 7?
Sam Cooke.
Okay. I'm not mad. Why Sam?
Sam just, that voice was just different. Like he did the reason he's so low is because of course he didn't have the song. He had a song that really just went crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But which is Change Gonna Come.
Change Gonna Come, yeah.
But like y'all listen to Change Gonna Come, you could tell like that man's voice was just unreal.
It was,
and not too many people sound like him.
No. The Soul Stirrers, I listened to a recording before he started singing pop. He was with the Soul Stirrers, and it only came out on an album. And he sung it a cappella. And I tell you, like, he tore the place up. I mean, a voice that needed no music.
No music.
Like Sam Cooke.
It was his own music.
Right. Sam Cooke was a walking instrument. And bro, I mean, it's hard, bro. Sam Cooke would have changed the music altogether. I mean, he had the voice, he had the look. Sam Cooke was gone too soon. I think, is the appropriate way to say it. I mean, Sam really he had the juice, man.
And then, I said, I got Fred next.
You got Fred next as your number 8.
Yep.
All right. My number 8 is, I'm sorry. I was gonna select Marvin Winans. Marvin, you gotta go. I had to kick Marvin Winans off. Let me explain. The reason why I had to kick Marvin Winans off is because Marvin, you don't have enough songs in your catalog, and singing other people's songs, even if you're doing great, doesn't count.
Nope.
I gotta kick you off because this one person right here, they made a movie about him. I wanted to be Bobby Brown when I was a kid. I did. Leather and all. I love. My mom wanted me to sing the car. I didn't want to sing no Clarkson songs. I wanted to sing new edition songs. And Bobby Brown was the man. And I don't care what anybody say, bro. Bobby was so unique. He was edgy. He could rap. You know, singers weren't rapping. You know, he could write. People don't realize Bobby Brown is a talented writer. Bobby could dance. You know, I mean, we talk about, you know, CB now, but I mean, you talk about that edge and somebody that had fire. Bobby Brown had that fire. Now, granted, Bobby doesn't have the catalog. He only has really 1.5 albums.
Yeah.
Because all the other stuff is new edition. Right. So, but Bobby B is impactful. Who's your number 8?
Marvin Sapp.
Why Marvin Sapp?
Do I really have to break it down? I mean, like, he's another dude that, like, especially in the genre of gospel, everybody tried to imitate at one point. Like, you know, he was that dude that came in, and I almost want to say it, don't take it this way, but I almost want to say he kind of did a disservice to a lot of singers because he was that artist that was able to do a lot of runs, which is very necessary and very right to do it. But the difference between the others and now, and why I say he did a disservice, is because he was so talented, but he knew music so well that he know when and where to do it, and he understand music to a T. And I feel like why I say he did a disservice is because he was so talented at doing runs that everybody felt like that was the way to sing, and that was also the determined factor of how skillful you were as a singer. And then you got a whole generation of people growing up doing a whole lot of runs, and I'm like, shut up, you're not even singing at this point. Like, if you trying to be like Marvin, I get it, but like the difference is Marvin know when and where to do it, and everybody don't have that. Everybody just don't have that. Like, I even gave it to like I gave it credence to I almost look at it as some people use it as a crutch because I even said it with Whitney Houston. Like towards the end, because her voice just dwindled away because of her use.
Yeah.
She started using a lot of runs, and it was becoming very annoying. Like if you ever listen to "I Look to You" by Whitney Houston, and you critical on how you listen to people sing, it can be very annoying because she does a run every 5 seconds.
That's true.
And I feel like people like that when they listen to Marvin, it doesn't deserve it. But it also is the reason why I put him on this list because he cultivated a whole generation of people.
I agree. I can't argue it. Which is funny because I was looking at, you selected it, and then my number, because you selected Sam Cooke as your 7, right? And then
I did that wrong. Wait, I thought Fred was my 7th.
Fred's my 7. You put Sam Cooke.
Okay, and then I put Fred.
I put Bobby at 8, and then you put Marvin Sapp, and then
I was supposed to put Fred first, and that's what messed me up. But it don't matter. Like I could put Fred behind at 9 too. So that's fine.
And say at 9, I got Frank Sinatra for all the reasons you listed. So I don't have to go.
And I got Fred at 9 for all the reasons you listed. But he really 8.
But it's crazy that unanimous we agreed on 5 and 6, Luther and Marvin. As I'm gonna have to, I mean it's true. Luther and Marvin.
This 10, I know we definitely got the same 10.
Nah, 10. I'm gonna go with this. The number 10 male singer of all time is Nat King Cole. And the reason why, Nat King Cole, considering his time, he was one of the first black artists to have a television show in the 50s. Nat King Cole made Christmas music what it is. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. That voice is synonymous with Christmas. You talking about rivalry or who could rival Frank Sinatra? It was Nat himself. And unlike Frank couldn't play. Nat could sit at a piano, and play. All Nat needed was a cigar and a glass of Jack Daniels, and Nat was good to go. And I just think Nat King Cole is an artist that gets overlooked, maybe because his time span isn't as long. But if you look at his impact, bro, you look at that crooners, that slow, methodical, melodic sound, Nat King Cole is the champ of that.
I can see why you picked that because I wanted to kind of put him in it, but I couldn't just because really his whole catalog is Christmas music. And I really couldn't put you in the top 10 if you didn't really have much of a musical impact in other spaces regarding, even though he did have a lasting impact vocally wise and people tried to take some things from him, but music wise, like I could listen to him, don't get me wrong, but I didn't necessarily like his songs outside of Christmas like that. Yeah. And that's the only reason. But my 10th is, yes, I'm black and I listen to rock. Robert Plant.
That's fine.
Robert Plant is that dude. Like I said, the reason why Cody came on this mug laughing is because that's the man, the only person I ever heard sound like a bird and a siren at the same time. That man came in hollering and it sounded like a bird and a siren at the same time. And you just can't mimic that because you don't have his voice.
No, you can't. It is unique.
It's very unique. And he was also one of those people that got like a high head voice. And high head voice. And it's kind of and as most people, it can be very annoying because they don't know how to do it. But he was such a good singer. It's so many things you could listen to, and like I can name so many Led Zeppelin songs that like he just. First of all, if you go to any bar, any sporting event, you're going to hear him.
Oh yeah,
he's just one of those people. Yeah. But he just had a soul to him. He had a charisma about himself, and his voice was charismatic as well. So you almost didn't know what you was gonna get that night. He was just unpredictable. He was crazy, but and also the lasting impact he did, not only with his band but himself on the whole genre of rock was crazy. Like it's because now like it's I forget the name of that band, but they got a song out that came a couple years ago called Stardust Cloud, and I swear it's Led Zeppelin if they was 18 again. Like the singer sounds like Robert Plant's son. Like I was like, I'm gonna send you the song after that. You gonna be like, bro, they sound like Led Zeppelin. They're nice, but yeah.
Robert Plant, look, I'll say this. Robert Plant, Led Zeppelin is one of those groups that it don't matter who you are, you just gotta be like, yeah, they did their thing, you know. Like Jimmy Page, as you know, their lead guitarist, I mean their whole group, and you know, and they have
John Bonham. Bonham is a very, especially in the rock culture. Yeah, he influenced probably 80% of every drummer.
Yeah, and I would say Robert Plant has influenced all your rock singers from the 1970s and 1980s because
from look to singing, everything. He
influenced them, and from Mick Jagger to Steven Tyler, from look to singing to everything. All you got to do is there's a lady out west.
There's a lady, sure that his guitar is good,
and she's buying a stairway.
But he was so cold because that's why I always tell people listen to his live because he was also such an artist. He played around with it, so he'll come in and he'll make his voice crack on. I like on the buy-in part. He'll come around that hook. Yeah. Ooh, and he's buying. Just try stuff. He'll just try stuff, and then you be like, "Why you do that?" But that sounded cold on the low. I get why you do it, but he was just nasty like that. From bro, he got so many. Like Led Zeppelin has so many powerful. Like it shows off. Like the Bird. I think what's the Bird song called? I can't. I'm drawing a blank. The Immigration Song. That's what it's called. You got that Black Dog.
Yeah, I remember
Going to California, and one of my favorites is Over the Hills and Far Away. Yeah, like that's the one that like he was that showed off his uniqueness of his voice because I don't know, like literally, if you tried to sing Over the Hills and Far, Far Away, you'd just be like, you trying it and it ain't working. You know, you trying to. It's like it's just you trying to be. It's like it's a parody. It's a parody. You can't even make it your own.
That's true. That's true. I mean, there's nothing. Robert Plant is legendary. Led Zeppelin as a group is legendary. Robert Plant's sound, How the West Was Won, was their best album. It's they're a force. They were a force.
House of Holies was good too.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Now I got to say this. My honorable mention, and I was debating between David Ruffin and Marvin Winans. I'm gonna go with David Ruffin because Nobody Comes to See You, Otis. Right? I'm just being honest with you, bro. Like, they're just. I can't. The problem with, and you know, the question is, no. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I know this is beyond the list, but when you think of David Ruffin, you think of My Girl, you think I'm Losing You. I mean, you think of like songs. I'm sorry, Marvin. The questionnaire is over the Temptations is a no. I'm gonna put the Temptations. The Temptations over the questionnaires.
My other man. Who's my? I mean, Elvis had a voice.
Elvis did. Hey, I know you can't say that, right? Like, like, man, culture vulture, but yeah, I mean,
you gotta. I ain't never strong. I'll tell you, go on. Like, that's not easy to do.
No, it's not. And before, look, young Elvis, bro.
They do it right at the county jail. Oh, let's rock,
bro. Elvis really had ability, bro. Like,
And he was singing live.
Right, and he was singing live and playing. You know, like, bro, he could play the piano, he could play the guitar. I mean, Elvis Aaron Presley was somebody, bro. You can say what you want.
But hey.
Elvis was Elvis. Look, Elvis is a hard story because there's a very complex story.
Yeah.
But if you look at it objectively, and that's hard to do because his story is not objective. But Elvis has some bars, man. Elvis really.
And I got to slide in. I don't care what nobody say about Marley.
All right.
Every now and then I hit you. The sun is shining. That's a song I like to play when people don't think he can sing for real.
Look, we got to do another episode. We got to do the women. We got to do the females because
that's gonna be hard.
That's gonna be hard because I got a surprise for you. I think I already know who my number one is, and it's either Whitney or I already know who my number one is.
Whitney.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be Whitney, dog. I've been thinking about the women, like who could, but let us know. We're gonna do this and we're gonna keep it rocking. After this quick break, we'll hear from where you connect with Steve.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy CVMK33. Look, you're watching the CVMK show, the Cody Bernard Marshall show, because it is what it is. So what you waiting on? Subscribe, share, like, comment, or whatever you do. Stay tuned. CVMK show.
Y'all subscribe, YouTube, CVMK, Instagram. It is what it is.
I got one more that I gotta put in.
All right,
it's gonna catch somebody off.
Who is it?
Bruce Springsteen. He had an iconic voice. People didn't like it. I mean, I will say in certain songs it didn't always sound good.
Yeah.
But like that, you ever heard him sing Santa Claus is Coming to Town?
Mm-mm.
You need to go listen. It's not that it's bad, but it's almost funny because it's just Bruce, and that's how he was gonna sing it. Like Santa Claus is coming to town.
Oh yeah,
so like you hear like I'm gonna bring it up again. Like you listen to We Are the World.
Yeah.
That showed off how good he could really sing.
Oh yeah,
and he went neck and neck with Stevie Wonder. That's not easy to do.
Look, if we had to extend the list, I don't know if Bruce makes. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know if Bruce makes.
He don't make the list. I just wanted to bring that up because he had. I like iconic voices. So like,
who make the list? You know who makes the list if I go beyond 10? R. Kelly. And we're gonna close with that. Steve, man, where can they connect with you, man?
Yeah, it's probably me Steve speaks on everything on X. And happy people. But yeah, follow me on Steve speak on everything. NBA Central and Bear Central and all that.
That man got hits. It's terrible.
Hey, y'all gotta for the sake of discussion, sometimes y'all gotta be able to put away the person aside. We ain't talking about the person.
And look at the music objectively, just like we look at
I had the same argument with Chris Benoit. I'm like, I ain't talking about Chris Benoit, the person. I'm talking about the wrestler.
Right. Hey, R. Kelly got hits, man. You can say what you want, but you always gonna do a whole episode on debating. You know what, R. Kelly. And I know we're going over, but
we gonna get cussed out for not missing John Lennon.
Yeah. This Kills arguably could be in the top 3 based on catalog.
Based on catalog and impact.
Right. I mean, Trinity 5-7, Kirk Franklin, Leah,
Mike,
Sierra, Mike. He wrote Man in the Mirror. Like, bro, it's.
But I do hate how everybody talk about he wrote for all Mike. I'm like, he wrote 2 songs, and the other song we don't even like that.
No, we don't.
What is it? I forget it. Not Alone. What's it called?
Was it?
Is it You and I? No, he ain't right Earth.
He ain't right Earth.
It was You and I Alone. Bro, it's You and I Alone. That is R. Kelly.
You are not alone.
You can hear R. Kelly singing that.
I carry you. And when we are apart.
Everybody on the dance floor. You can hear him. You can hear him. Yeah.
Bro, R. Kelly got hits. That's all I got to say on that. Y'all, YouTube CVMK. And until next time, guys. Thanks.
If you think exercise alone got me looking like this, well, think again. CVMK Global Super Thick got me right. I'm obsessed, and yeah, I won't stop talking about it because it helped me grow in all the right places. Its creatine provides a fast and reliable way to increase your power, size, and shape, and it's scientifically proven to help you reach your physical goals in a safe, controlled manner. So if you want to increase muscle size, pump, and thickness in your muscle groups, you need Super Thick.